are you? So excited to be with you because I want to take a little stroll down memory lane. When you were growing up, did you ever receive recognition? I know for me, growing up in my small private school, for me, one of the most coveted awards or recognitions that could be attained was perfect attendance. Any other perfect attendance achievers? Put it in the comments for me below. And I got to tell you, never once did I get it. Never, ever once. Now, my best friend, on the other hand, she got it every dang year. But I still love her. We're still friends. It's all good. But I wonder what my real motivation in that award really is or was. Welcome to Daphne V TV. I'm Daphne V. And today we are talking about acknowledgement. Now, this can go a whole bunch of different ways, but I promise I have a focus. So thank you for taking the time to be here. And I want to remind you that I specifically address women. Not that guys can't listen, but I'm not one, so there's only so much relatability that I can have. I specifically address women who are ready to take authorship of their life, perhaps a book, and or their business, because they are ready to break the chains that are holding them back and keeping them stuck and overwhelmed in order to make waves so that their life can be one of intention and lived by design. So again, today our topic is acknowledgement. And I know when I wrote my first book, What's Your Scarlet Letter? I had some acknowledgements in the back. And the term acknowledgement, the actual definition, is an author or publisher's statement of indebtedness to others. So for those of you who skipped the acknowledgement portion of the book, I'm just saying, you may be missing out. Somebody may have acknowledged you and you didn't even know it. When you expand on the definition of acknowledgement a little bit, you come to recognize that it is actually a token of recognition. So an author or a publisher will give that recognition, that token, through the written word. A school, okay, so for example, when I was growing up, it was an award at a big presentation. In fact, I would love to know, what is an award that you have received and you hold it close to your heart? No judgment, y'all. Whatever it is, I'd like to see it. Post it in the comments. And what I want to do, I'm making myself a little note right here, because you know, when it comes in, got to capture it. What I want to do is I want to give you 5 different steps in regards to acknowledgement and recognition. But first, I want to give you a resource that inspired it. This resource comes from Proverbs 3, verse 27. Do not withhold good from those who deserve it when it is in your power to act. So some people may consider acknowledgement like a compliment, okay? Other people may consider acknowledgement a simple awareness. You are tipping your hat, so to speak. You're shining the light on someone else because you have a sense of indebtedness or gratitude, a sense of thanks for them and or what they've done. So here are my 5 considerations for you when it comes to acknowledgement or giving recognition. Number 1, what is it that you're giving? This goes kind of broad, y'all. We give all the time, whether we really recognize it or not. And are we giving good and encouragement and positivity out into the world? Or are we sending out junk? What is it that we are acknowledging? Who are we acknowledging? Are we putting our energy and our efforts into focusing on the negative? Or are we putting our energy into focusing on things that are positive? So, number 1, what are you giving? Are you giving goodness or are you giving yuck? Well, self-check here. Be honest. Number 2, how are you giving? Are you giving freely or are you being stingy? Based on how you grew up, that may impact how you're giving today. If praise and compliments, acknowledgement, if those weren't freely given when you were growing up, it may be hard for you to do the same as an adult for others. On the other hand, if it was something that was withheld or very random, seldom given when you were growing up, you may have swung a 180 and give it so freely because it's what you wish you had. But it's something to think about. Are you free with acknowledgement and recognition and encouragement of others, or are you stingy with it? Which leads me to, when are you giving that acknowledgement? Do you save it for special occasions? Like holidays only, holidays and birthdays? Or if you just get prompted, like if the spirit within moves you, you take action right then and there. Neither one is right or wrong. I think really, what if we consider both? What if we make sure during holidays that we acknowledge those who we are grateful for, and especially those times in between? I think it can be a both and approach. Now, the 4th one, so we had, what are you giving? Are you giving yum or yuck? Are you giving good or are you giving yuck? Positive or negative? How are you giving it? Freely or are you being a little stingy? When are you giving it? Regularly? Do you save it for holidays and special occasions? Now, where are you giving it? Are you giving it publicly or privately? I know someone who, when they were growing up, the parents would broadcast to the world how wonderful they thought their children were doing. Yet at home, behind closed doors, nary a word was spoken. Just got fancy there, didn't I? The kids never heard it themselves. The parents told everybody else, but the kids never heard it. So there's nothing wrong with giving it publicly. In fact, you could be encouraging others to do the same. However, make sure it's also happening privately. Make sure you are saying directly to the person, thank you. I appreciate you. What you did was fantastic. Thank you for adding value to me. Whatever the case may be, okay? So give it publicly and privately. And then the 5th one, this is kind of the kicker, because it goes to motivation. Why are you giving it? Why are you giving that acknowledgement? Are you giving it purely? In other words, you are coming from a sense of gratitude and you want to bless the other person? Or are you doing it to put on a show? Are you doing it for image? Oh, so and so gracious with the compliments. Yeah. Are they authentic? Or is it a little more, I'm going to use the word, hang on, it's a little more salesy, right? Okay. And trust me, I believe selling is serving. I've sold a bunch of stuff, still do to this day. Okay. So I'm not dogging salespeople, but we know when it comes across spammy or sleazy, those are better words. Or is it authentic? Is it out of pure thankfulness that you are acknowledging somebody publicly or privately? Or is there a motivation behind it? Are you trying to get something in return? Are you trying to make yourself look good? Now, I know that doesn't apply to any of y'all. There may be somebody in your life like that. And, if you share this video with them, you're not responsible for the way they take it. Conviction is a good thing. Condemnation is not. All right. So if somebody's watching this and they feel convicted, hey, that's cool. That means you have an awareness. And with that awareness, now you can make some different choices moving forward. So as you go through the next days, and especially as we start transitioning into the craziness that is the holidays, there are lots of extra opportunities to give acknowledgement, to express your gratitude. And so keep these 5 things in mind. What are you giving? What type of acknowledgement are you giving? Is it a backhanded compliment or is it legitimate and pure? How are you giving it? Freely or are you being stingy? When are you giving it? Is it whenever you feel the nudge? Whenever you get the little gut check, like, you know what? I really appreciate my friend. I'm just going to send him a little emoji and leave it at that. Or do you save it for special occasions? Where are you giving it? Publicly or privately? And why are you giving it? Is it a pure motivation or is it conditional? So I hope that these 5 areas have given you something to think about. I want to acknowledge you. I want to thank you in all sincerity from the bottom of my heart for spending some time watching this video. I do these videos because I get a little prompting that, hey, maybe somebody needs to hear this. And so I hop on here and I share the message and I leave it open. I give it and I see what happens. Or as the expression goes, let the chips fall where they may. So thank you for joining me. I hope that you'll tune in next week. I've got some pretty provocative topics on mind to share over the next several weeks. Or I should say thought-provoking. Let's go with that. Thought-provoking topics. And if you want to make sure that you never ever miss an episode, would love to see you hop on over to YouTube and subscribe to the Daphne V TV show where these are posted. And you've even got some theme music now. Pretty cool. Thank you to my friend Lori who sets that up for me. And until next time, I want you to remember every day you have a choice, and every moment of every day. You can author your life, your book, and your business by breaking the chains that are keeping you stuck and overwhelmed in order to make waves with your life so that you can live intentionally and by design. And just in case it's uncomfortable for you, remember, you have permission to recognize